All right, now this is oh my gosh, this is driving me crazy. All right, I don't know. I wonder if it's working. I have no idea. I have no idea what I'm doing. Look on my phone, see what's going on. Okay. All right. I think I might actually have it. So let's see if anybody gets on. It's 11:36 now, and I'm sure by the time I got this figured out, everybody's probably in bed. I'm just going to do it for a few minutes. My hair's pulling my hair. Oh, I'm going to wait a minute before I shut this off, just in case there's somebody awake. It's 11:37 here in Ohio. Hoping somebody will pop on. If they've seen me do this a time or two, they're probably not going to because they're probably thinking she doesn't know what she's doing, and I really don't. Okay, shows that somebody got on. Whoever is out there, two people now. Thank you guys for being patient with me. Um, could you guys write me and let me know if you can hear me okay or see me okay? Somebody got off already. It's okay. Let me try to write something here. Maybe they can't hear me. Caps are on for some reason. Good, Patty. I know that it is so late, but I'm telling you, I have worked at this. I had to get that new system. A lady told me that her name's Totally Kathy, and she uses this new. Hi, Eric. She uses a program called OBS. B as in boy. So Steve helped me set that all up. Took hours, and it wasn't right. Something's not right. So after fooling with this for, I don't know, I've been doing this for a long time. This tonight, trying to at least an hour, and it would not. I couldn't get anything to work. So I decided just to try it on YouTube itself without downloading all of these keys and everything that you need. Oh my goodness, it was horrible. So I didn't know if anybody would be up. I should have known my sister, Patty, you would be up. Thank you, Eric. I'm glad. The one I was telling you guys about, the OBS, it's supposed to be a better I don't even know what they're called, so that it doesn't freeze up or anything. I couldn't get it to work. I'm going to have to keep trying. I can't stand when something gets the best of me. Eric, are you is it 11:40 where you're at? I did get a hold Josie. Oh my goodness. I looked at her, Patty, and it's like I just kept thinking of Macy. And Kim was saying yesterday, out of the three that were expecting babies, Kim was the third. Oh, good. North Carolina. I have a friend that lives down there. Actually, we have more than friends. We have cousins and a good friend. Are you in the mountains or by the ocean? I know I'm nosy, but I love North Carolina. But anyway, Patty, yeah, I held Josie, and oh, is she the sweetest little thing? She is already like, it's almost like she was trying to talk. And I mean, being a newborn, that is unheard of. She was just cooing and carrying on. I thought she's going to be a talker. Pat, I hope you guys get to come up pretty soon. Oh, okay. Trying to think. Um, can't think of where Kenny lives at in North Carolina. I've, I'm not really sure, but I've heard of Wilmington. And matter of fact, it might be the Roses that live down there in Wilmington or right around there. Well, anyway, I love North Carolina. I'm not too crazy about Myrtle Beach. It's when we first started going years ago, I loved it, but it's just so commercialized that I don't like being around that many people. Just too people-y. Patty, talking about Josie, she kept, um, oh, okay. So Monica's coming Wednesday and April Monday. Well, that's awesome. Oh my gosh, Eric, you just got back into your house? Then you probably are near where my friends are at. Well, thank goodness you guys are okay. I'm glad that you got back into your home. Oh, Patty, next Monday? Okay. I wish that you guys could come up and spend a couple days, you and Jim. We were sitting around here today and it was so, hot outside and muggy, and there really wasn't anything that we wanted to get into. So I asked Steve, I said, "Do you want to go to the hospital? It's quite a drive over there." So we went over there, and it's a really nice hospital over in or where's that at? Norwalk? Wow. Huh. I mean, it's a blessing to get a new house, Eric, but not to have to have went through and all of the probably your personal things that um you can't replace some of those things. One good thing, though, I think, in today's day is that a lot of things can be put on computers or in files, placed somewhere else. You don't have just albums of pictures, all over. A lot of people don't anymore. I still do. I still like to have the picture to hold in my hand or hang up on the wall, but it's funny everywhere, in the US, well, everywhere. Things are just so different. Like we've had lots of rain and stuff, but tornadoes hit in a town right by us. What's that? A month or two ago, and just now last week one of the houses that we passed by on the way to church, they just now were able to, the insurance must have came through, but they have taken it all the way down. There's nothing left. So I'm sure they're going to have to rebuild the whole thing. But it's odd how tornadoes work. They just hit and skip. This house was sitting in between two other homes, and there wasn't a whole lot of land, but between them. Well, hello, Mark Rob. I still haven't picked out a perfect spot to put the picture that you painted and that I won from your channel. It's a beautiful painting. I've had a lot of people comment on it, but I just haven't got a special place to hang it up yet. I was hoping a couple of ladies, I had tried to go live a little bit ago and it didn't work. And I was hoping they would come back. Patty says a tree went down last evening from all the rain and winds. Yep, got terrible and blew it down across the road. I never realized, honestly, how, when we lived out in the country, we had that great big wild cherry tree and it was huge. And that happened to that. It blew down across the yard and the roots were not deep, they were just really wide. You're right, Eric. It's a very hard way to get a new house. Yep. Oh, well, that's one good thing. Yep. I'm glad you had a place in the mountains then. Yes, you were blessed. And you're right. Family safety is all that matters. You're so right. I guess that is one good thing. You had time to get all that stuff ready. Tornado hits, you don't have time. Most of the time, before when we hear the siren go off, you don't have a whole lot of time to take shelter. But you know what? Out of all of that, not one person got injured bad enough. No one's life got taken. So I was so thankful. I did have my first cousin, Randy. I actually had a little video of him, and he, or of what happened to him. He ended up having a massive heart attack, which we didn't know he had a bad heart. And they went in and did open heart surgery, and I think he had like 3 valves replaced. Oh yeah, my sister lives where there's mountains, and she's saying because of all the rain, they had mudslides and stuff. Eric, I think it's just according to where you are and more of what. Yes, he's great. My cousin Randy is doing marvelous. And if you think about it, it really was a blessing. I mean, as crazy as that sounds, it was a blessing that he had that heart attack because he didn't know his heart was bad, and he is an active guy. Um, his wife has been battling cancer, and you know he had no idea, and it could have been him that passed away. And because of him having that massive heart attack, and they replaced 3 of his, I guess the vessels or something, with open heart surgery, he is doing wonderful. He feels so much better. He was thinking he wasn't feeling good because of all of the things that he was going through with his wife, worrying about her. But as I was saying, though, it's what you really get used to because I love the ocean. It's beautiful. I love it. And it gives you such a calming feeling, but I'm scared of that water. So a hurricane to me, knowing that one would be coming would make me a nervous wreck. You're right. I really believe that things can and do happen for a reason. And thank you. Appreciate that. His wife actually got to ring the bell. I think it was yesterday. When they go through their treatments and they get I don't know if they tell them that it's not really cured, but it's gone or something. And she got to ring the bell at the hospital yesterday, so that was exciting. So I'm hoping and praying that they've got all of her cancer, and hopefully they'll have many, many years together because they're both in their early 50s. And I know when you're young that seems old, but remission. There you go. Hey, Patty, I bet probably Lake Michigan was horrible, wasn't it? We went up to Lake Erie, was it last week or the week before? And I had never seen that much water. It had flooded, where people walk down on those rocks and they have where you can sit there and watch the water. Um, you couldn't do that. There was only one set of rocks that you could walk on. So that was scary. Eric says he would love to be 50. I would love to be 50. I'm 55 now. Time goes quick, doesn't it? I'm telling you. I was telling my son the other day, he's 34, and they have a 12-year-old boy and a nine. Well, no, he is nine. No, he isn't. He'll be nine this year. So a 9 and 12-year-old boy, and his wife is expecting a baby girl. And I am super, super excited. Um, and I told him, I said, and she was just a surprise and a blessing. Um, but I told him, I said, I bet you didn't realize when you had your two boys that time would go as fast as it does. Because my oldest grandson, Leland, will be 13 this September. And it's like, it's hard to believe. Yeah, exactly. Oh, you're 57. Okay. My husband just turned 56. You know what? I think the old saying that youth is wasted on the young ones, I think it's true. If we all was able to go back, reminds me, what was that movie where everybody lived in a retirement home or something, and they would turn back into kids at night or something and play tag? And oh wow, that's awful, Patty. Huh? Cocoon. Gosh, Eric, you are absolutely right. I am going to have to look that movie up again. It has been a long time since I've seen that. Yeah, but I remember that part. I don't remember all of it, so that would be a good thing to look up and watch maybe tomorrow. Hey, sis, when we were up at Marblehead, they had uh, the sandbags in front of those doors that I don't know if you've ever been. It's not in Marblehead. It's right up the road from there. I can't think of the little town, but they have that popcorn place, and they all had bags of sand getting ready to put in front because the water was coming up to the stoops. Eric, I don't know if you watch my channel ever. Um, Ohio. I live in the middle of Ohio, and my sister, she lives in Pennsylvania. But Eric, if you ever watch my channel, you'll know that I have fibromyalgia, and it's so true. Sometimes I can't find words. I told my husband it's like looking in a file, and I'm trying to go through the piles of paperwork to find a word. It's like I can see it, but I can't spit it out. I was afraid at first. I thought I was getting Alzheimer's or dementia or something, but thank goodness I don't. It's just from that. Steve was in heaven when we went to that popcorn place. He absolutely loved it. He told me today he wants to go back. Thank you, Eric. I appreciate it. Do you have a channel, Eric, by the way? My sister Patty Ann, she just started one. I think she's only got a few videos. I've been doing it, actually this month is a year for me. That you know what? I started watching videos on YouTube in 2011, and all of those years I just watched and became friends with, people that I had watched for them years, and decided that it was kind of getting boring. I wasn't able to work, and of course the kids has grown up and they're gone, and it's just me and my husband, and he likes watching sports and I don't, and it was just something to try. And I hit a spell that I really just kind of wanted um, to quit YouTube there for a while. And then I took about a week or so off and decided I really enjoyed it. So I think I'll keep doing it for a while. My little dog just came up and jumped on my lap. Patty, they've got um, every kind of popcorn. It's amazing. You know how I love grape, and I know that you hate grape. Um, they had grape, but it didn't taste that good. I got peach popcorn, and that was delicious. Jim would like that, I bet. Half Acre Homestead. I think I might. I'll have to go check. She's got that. Oh yeah, I will. If I don't, I know I've heard of that. Well, of course, then again, there's a lot of homestead, but I will. Half Acre Homestead. I'll remember that and go look. Thank you. I appreciate that. Um, Patty, the reason you probably didn't know is now, I don't know how long it's been, but YouTube wants everyone that if you're going to make a comment, they want you to have, well, like you found out, um, sort of a channel, and people started subscribing to you. You know what it is if you make a video and someone comes on your channel and makes a nice comment. Nowadays, I know you guys have noticed it, we're all around the same age. Yeah, cinnamon, I like that too. But it's people are mean now. I mean, probably always have been, but I think they're extra mean. They get a kick out of being mean to people. Hi, Susan. How are you? Yeah, I don't sleep well either. I'm up all through the night. But yeah, so if you have a person that writes something nice on your um, video, a lot of people will go and subscribe to that person because we are wanting, nicer people. Too much mean, grouchy people in this world, right, Willow? Yeah, I don't either, Patty. I don't want drama. I never had, well, you know me, never have liked it. Yes, we do. We want positive people in our lives. I've watched a lady for a couple years and she's going through a lot of drama, and it's like I just I just won't watch it. And I've had her for a long time, but I'm going to wait till the drama's over before I go back. I just wanted to get on tonight, you guys. I It took me forever because I was trying that new thing that we had downloaded, but so this was sort of an accident. I was just playing around, and yep, Eric, we don't have cable either. I agree. And with YouTube, I mean, you can find movies and everything that people have downloaded. Yes. I think when I first began watching in 2011, I started with a lot of, like, I like to crochet, but I was never, well, I'm still not that great at it, but I would go watch like learning how to do a certain thing. And that way I could stop the video as many times as I wanted. And I would learn that way. So there's a lot of good. There's probably a lot of bad, but I don't even go look for that. So right, Patty. And if something would ever happen and your channel would become full of drama or someone starts, you can block them. You can take away their, you can mute them so that people can't see it, only you. There's options to get rid of that. You don't have to deal with it. I've been on here, like I said, it's a year this month, and I've only had to delete one person. And honestly, I wish that I wouldn't have deleted that person because it wasn't me that they were really being, they were just asking a lot of questions. Um, but they they were being kind of smart to people that I consider my friends. So I thought, nope, I don't want that either. So I think that's pretty good. Of course, I've only got, what am I at now? 600 and something. Very good. You probably have seen a couple. I only have let's see, I canned the chicken, and if you haven't seen that video, it's back in there somewhere. And let's see, did I make any other videos canning? I don't remember. I've got a couple, I think, but I enjoy that too. I love to can and stuff, but we didn't have a garden, and we were talking about there's a Amish farm that sells produce, and we were talking about, oh, okay. We were talking about going and getting some beans and stuff and can those again. You know, Eric, also, you don't have to get one of those expensive ones like I ended up buying the All American. The only reason that oh yeah, Farmers Market's really good. The only reason that I bought that one is I had been working and got let go because they downsized. There was like 13 or 14 of us, and they gave us a severance check, and I ended up getting, a good one then. Patty, you'll be surprised at how many people like to listen to. I mean, I know you're going to be reading to your grandsons, but a lot of people might end up having their children and grandchildren go to your channel so that you can share that story with them. I don't know. There's a guy that I watch that writes books, and he reads them online or on his YouTube. Pickled peppers just reminds me of that. That kid saying, and cucumbers. Yeah. Oh, yeah, Patty. Yep. Be nice. Susan, years and years ago, when I first started watching, like I said in 2011, that got me interested in canning because my mom didn't she helped neighbors can, but mom never did it on her own. So I really got interested in it. And it was at that time, it was a lot of the prepping channels were really popular. I guess they still are, but so they would do like pinto beans and things like that. And it really was. I haven't done those for a while, but it really was a good idea because you can, instead of, if you've ever fixed like pinto beans or stew beans, is what we call them, you have to cook those things forever. But when they're canned, you just open that up and heat them up on the stove, and it's just like you cooked them all day long. So those were a nice thing to keep on your shelves too, for something like a fast meal. Like, of course, having my parents from the South, we always loved like fried potatoes and sweet beans and cornbread and all that stuff. So if you had company, you could throw together a meal really, really quickly. Yep, Eric, I totally understand that. I sure do. We are right now living on my husband's disability, so I had to go to court. Oh my gosh, can you remember the date? Was it the 17th, Patty? June 17th, I think. Well, not really court, it was a hearing, and the judge was on the big screen. And it could be 60 to 90 days before I hear back anything. And Patty, I think you're absolutely correct. I think things are already starting to go up, and they're going to just milk that. You know how they are. Eric, it's very safe to buy used mason jars. Make sure the only thing you really have to do, you have to sterilize them, of course, but run your finger if you're getting them like at a thrift store or Goodwill or something. Run your finger, well, without hurting yourself, hopefully, and make sure there's no nicks or anything in the rim on the rim of the jar. And if they're okay, and they're tough. Their jars are really tough. They can take a beating. You know, you'll think that sometimes you hear them clanging together. It sure is. It Eric, I had applied. See, I had applied in May of 2015. Yep, 2015 is when I applied for it. At that time, I was still working, but I had used all my vacation days. I had missed work, going to doctor's appointments like crazy. And I kind of knew they were going to get rid of me when they had their big, supposedly it was downsizing. But so I fought it. I have fought it since then. And I had a hearing back in December, and the judge got real sick and canceled. And you talk about I was so let down. So I'm just glad that part of it's out of the way. Oh yeah. You know, I don't know if you guys in your area in North Carolina have like garage sale sites online. All right, Patty. I love you, sis, too. Get some rest. But if you have those garage sale sites online, or maybe can get online and look at all of those, you can a lot of times get them dirt cheap or free. Oh, yeah. You know, Susan, I've never canned with the rubber gaskets. Hi, Crystal. Thank you, sweetie. I appreciate it. Eric, you were saying it took you 2 years. Well, I ended up having to get an attorney too, and he doesn't get paid unless I win. So, Susan, I don't know if you've ever seen that video that I did I call it the little house. My house is under 1,000 square feet, but I have jars well, one of them was my great grandmother's, and dad found it when he was still alive. Of course, he went down there, and the house had been torn down and all that, and he found one of her jars. So I found a shelf at one of an antique store, I think it was, and it's a pretty long wooden shelf and had enough space in it to put all my favorite jars on top. Some of them are the blue, and most of them are white, or the clear. And I think I have three or four that have the glass lid where you put that ring that you're talking about. I would have liked to have tried that, but these are just really, really old. Well, Eric, I don't know how tired you are or if anybody else is with us. Um, I don't want to bore anybody since this was just an accidental live. Oh, me and my lives, I'm telling you. All righty. Has anybody got anything they want to tell me about or things you're going to do tomorrow or ask me before we go? Awesome. Okay. Yep. Go take your medication. All right, everybody. Thank you guys for joining me, and I'll try it again some other day. Okay. All right. Thanks again.